Hi you guys, welcome back to another video. So you guys, if you are anything like me, 2023 about took you out. 2023 about took me all the way out. By the time December hit and I filmed my finishing my RN to BSN video, I was totally depleted, and I was not kidding. There are a few things that I obviously do to restore, to rest, to rejuvenate my mindset, my mind, my actions, my spirit. Reading is so essential in your level up journey, in my opinion. It is essential to the development of your womanhood. It is essential to the value that you give to your household and that you give into the world. There are a few books that definitely helped me for 2024 to start strong, feel empowered, to be in my feminine, and to get things done. I basically broke down these books. I gave a little bit of a summary, and then I also gave like a 3-word description of what I felt like it added to my characteristics that I possess and how it made me feel overall. So let's start off with one of the major books, okay? And hold on, let me turn my brightness down. All right, so I don't know if you can see this, but this book is 101 essays that will change the way you think by Brianna Weiss. This book is so well written. It is so thought-provoking. It is so beautifully and eloquently expressed. Basically, in summary, she does these little short chapters, bullet points in a way, of life lessons. And these life lessons help to change your perception of, and your mindset of how things work, how life works at certain stages in your life, how people operate, and how you should or shouldn't receive the way that they operate. This book helped me find answers that I was so desperately needing in the time that I needed. It was a lot going on with family dynamics. It was a lot going on with platonic relationships that I was trying to figure out. It was a lot going on with who I was and what nursing meant to me, how it fit in my life, helping me to truly understand what my career meant to me, what my friendships meant to me, what my platonic relationships meant to me. This book really helped me to figure it out on my own. It gave me thought-provoking little bullet points, helped me figure out, okay, this is where I want to place my values and this is where I don't. The 3 characteristics and emotions and feelings that this has provoked in me was thoughtful, intuitive, and calm. The next book is a stunner. This book will help you with your seasonal depression, your laziness, your unproductiveness, vision, your planning, your execution. This book is everything. This book, I kid you not, changed my life like that. I will stop talking and I will show you the book, what it is. You freaking guessed it. The 12-week year, get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. This is by Brian P. Morgan and Michael Lennington. It is a New York Times bestseller for a freaking reason. In summary, I think the basis of it was for businesses to reach quarterly goals. In doing so, it condenses down your goals and creates an urgency in you. People do more when they have a condensed timeline. You guessed it, it is the 12-week timeline. And this allows you to have a goal and break this goal down week by week. You only have 12 of these weeks, okay? There's only 12 of them. If you miss a week, you've missed a lot. When I read this book, I wanted to change. You have to want to change in order for this book to work with you and for you. This just condensed things, you get it done. I sit and I plan and I plan and I plan. You need to plan in order to effectively execute. The 3 words that I can describe that this has made me feel: motion, passion, and forward. The next book is Lessons from Madame Chic, 20 Stylish Secrets I Learned While Living in Paris by Jennifer L. Scott. This book really helps you to romanticize your life. And a lot of times when we're going through seasonal depression or feeling down and out or not having a clear vision or just feeling like blah, those are the general things that we feel, especially when we desire more. This book is really beautiful in that the author traveled to Paris and she had a mentor. Her mentor inspired her so deeply that she wrote a whole book on her mentor. The mentor lived a decently simplistic life, but she did it well. She did it in a sophisticated way, in a feminine way. She took care of her family, she took care of her home. She had a certain je ne sais quoi about her that made her chic, that made her inspiring, that made other people want to be like her. She very much so romanticized the little things. Rotating a couple of sweaters, for example, they were very nice quality. In taking care of her home, it was functional. It wasn't perfect all the time, but it was functional. It was beautiful. It fit the family's lifestyle, and she was detail oriented. She was chic and sophisticated, but she also didn't trip about every little thing. She lived life in a way that was healthy, was whole, in a way that was in gratitude for what she had. She did it beautifully. She did it with gusto. This just makes you like work with so much more chicness. Now, my life is not in a mansion, it's not this, it's not that, but I had the opportunity to make what my current situation is beautiful and livable and with purpose. And that's why I really, really loved this book. The 3 words that this book has helped me feel are chic, intentional, and feminine. This next book is A Woman Makes a Plan, Advice from a Lifetime of Adventure, Beauty, and Success by Mae Musk. You may think as a young lady why I was gravitated to an older woman such as herself. She has white hair. And what could I possibly have in common with a woman of that age versus what I'm going through right now? You are wise by learning about the stories of women who are older than you. Now, this isn't to say that you should take every little tidbit of advice and apply it to what you want, because your life is your life and you're supposed to gather information here, gather information there, take a little bit of old, take a little bit of new, and make you. I really, really loved this book, okay? Because a woman does make a plan. And I am a woman with a plan. I am an ambitious woman. I plan to be successful. I plan to live a fulfilled life. I don't necessarily want to say I plan to have a happy life, because I'm learning that happiness is an emotion. It comes, it goes, it flows, all of the things, right? I plan to have an enlightened, purposeful, healthy lifestyle. In this book, Mae speaks about her experiences as a model. Many of her experiences were hustling. She tried, she did this, she did that, and things just weren't quite picking up for her. In her trying to get her career to boom, to bust, she's had children, she's been through abusive relationships, family hardships, dynamics, all of the things. And in her not giving up, she eventually became a cover girl at the age of 50 and above. That's pretty incredible if you think about it, because if you think about the standards of beauty, most standards of beauty are to the young, are to a certain aesthetic. I just love that she helped to redefine beauty, and then she also helped to destigmatize aging, because we're all getting older, especially with us pursuing this and that and the third. As we pursue our goals, we get older. And in getting older, At some point in time, we all have had a deadline of what life should look like at a certain stage. My life should look like this at 21. My life should look like this at 25. My life should look like this at 30 and 35, and so on and so on. It's really healthy to have goals and aspirations and strive for certain things at a certain timeline, because realistically, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? But life doesn't always work that way. It took me a while to kind of accept that. I was more of a late bloomer with personal life, with my social life, with my relationships. I have always been set apart and different, no matter what situation and environment that I was in. When I was younger, I was in a predominantly white town, and then I went to a predominantly white school, college, and then I suffered depression. My dad got sick, all of the things, right? If you know my story, you know my story. And life just threw me curveball after curveball after curveball after curveball. When life throws you so many curveballs, you can start to feel like maybe your dream is not meant for you. Maybe I'm on the wrong plan. Maybe this is fate. Maybe it's not intended for me. And that is a lie. It is a lie. On a spiritual level, spiritual warfare is real. I know for a fact God has big plans for me because I go through a lot of it. I say this to say about the book. It is beautifully written. It is inspiring. It helps you to keep going. And she just carries so much grace and so much beauty as she's going through this. And that resonates with me. That is why this book really spoke to me and really invoked action out of me, and also helped me to appreciate the hardships even more. Words that this book brought out of me was powerful and beautiful. My last book is Editor-in-Chic by Mickey Taylor. This book is more of a how-to, and also a little bit of a story, and also a little bit of spirituality, and a little bit of everything. Mickey Taylor, I don't know why I was asleep on her, but she has really paved the way in how Black women view themselves and their beauty. Editor-in-Chic speaks to that. It speaks to how you're beautiful, how you're this. Mind you, you don't need to be a Black woman to read this book. I'm just speaking from my own experience because I can only do that, right? But this book is really cool because it gives the self-care tips, and you already know I'm a self-care girly, so it gives the self-care tips on skincare, hair care, makeup, your wardrobe, your style, capsule, all of it. Now, why is this really impactful when you're going through something such as seasonal depression, or not being inspired, or feeling lazy and unmotivated? It helps you to pay attention to what you're not doing. I'm not really taking care of myself. I'm not really putting effort into my skin. I'm not really putting effort into the way that I look, into how I present myself and how I show up to the world. Obviously, because I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling like myself, I'm not feeling beautiful, I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling that. I'm disappointed, and you know, things obviously keep spiraling when you're in that state. This book really helped to get me out of that state. It helped me to be excited about taking care of myself. It helped me to be excited about who I am as a person, who I am as an individual, because this is the way that God made me. It's beautiful and it's imperfectly perfect. Us women, when we go through things such as or seasonal depression or just being disappointed with ourselves, we don't just go through it through a mental level. When you want to be a certain type of woman, it requires not only for you to be the spiritual part of your household, the mental part of your household, the nurturing part of your household. It requires a lot of giving. And I know that a lot of femininity content is all about receiving, but honestly, as a woman, it requires a lot of giving. Let's just be honest about that. It requires a lot of giving of yourself. We're the caretakers, we're the mothers, we're the daughters. That's a full-time job. We're the aunts, we're all the things. Not only do we have to do all of that, but we have the pressure of looking good while doing it. We want to. That's that's why it's tricky, because we want to, but at the same time, we don't want to feel pressured to. This just provides a space and a thought process to feel excited about taking care of yourself without the pressures. Speaking to that voice inside of you that helps you with your self-image, to help you with your confidence, but at the same time also helps you to physically take care of yourself as well. 3 things that I feel like it invoked in me: acceptance, powerful, elevated. Those are the 5 books that I want to start you guys off with. If you've read any of these, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to see if you kind of got the same vibe from these books. Thank you so much for just being here, being supportive. I love you guys so much. I pray that you guys are in a state to where you're coming into yourself, to where you're accepting things and you're moving forward and growing. So I'll see you in my next video.
Sunlight that always stays, dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while.